Yeah,
What's up with it? We back.
man,
We in there.
man.
On time.
Another another
What?
week, another week,
Another two.
another
Another.
episode.
How would Glow really? Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
No, man, here you go.
I think
I'm
you
just
should
saying.
let that go.
I mean,
Curving on curving.
listen,
he
Right.
like that. He
a
like
hundred
it.
thousand for the curbing.
He like it.
It's such a
Just saying.
struggle.
But you know what? It's
Relax.
crazy that at our big age, as they say, that we find this stuff is funny to us. But the more I listen to music from this generation, and I kind of understand how my parents felt. Like when they used to talk to us about stuff, and
Yeah.
they used to
Yeah,
be telling us stuff. We were like, man, y'all just old. Now I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, that's
yeah,
me
we feel it.
now.
Because
That's
when
me
Bone,
now.
none of my uncles was excited at all about Bone Thugs and Harmony, and yeah, they couldn't dig it. But hey, we was bumping that joint.
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of the music we listened to was quite controversial for our parents
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the people who came before us. So now we understand. So I try not to be too critical of the things that people listen to nowadays because to each his own, right? There's so
Right.
many options, but
It's
hey,
still 100,000 for the curbing. It's still 100,000 for the curbing. I'm just saying.
hey,
I hate it. I hate
every
it so much.
every area has its own dialect, its own way of speaking. So, what I'm saying, shout
Yeah.
out to them because I know definitely if you're from Dallas, Texas, over there, what I'm
Over there,
saying, over there. So,
over there.
hey, when I go places and people are like, yeah, you from Texas, aren't you?
Yeah,
I'm like, I used to be offended, but now I'm like, yeah, I definitely
yeah.
am.
And by the
I get it.
way, we used to say cap way back
Yeah,
then.
Cap is
Yeah,
old.
it's old. We used to say
Well,
cap back in
we,
the day.
we we didn't say cap. We said you capping.
Cap.
Yeah,
So
we
yeah,
say
yeah,
Cap.
yeah, yeah.
I
We
mean,
said you said you capping. So that's why I told my daughter them. We used to say it, but we said it differently. But it's
Yeah,
the same thing.
right.
right.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's
So
all right. Young folks, we ain't mad at y'all. It takes us a little time to get around to liking stuff at this.
Or we could care less. 'Cause
That is a fact.
that's true.
I don't care
All
what they
right.
do.
Well, we care, but
I mean, as far
it
as the little
doesn't.
word creations, I don't care.
Uh,
Whatever.
I care a little bit because I kind of want to understand them when they're talking.
Oh yeah, no, I be knowing what they
Yeah.
say.
Just in
I know
case,
what they say, and then they get mad because
just in
like I'm
case,
not
look.
supposed to know it.
Just in case the young cats be in the store talking about get down on somebody, I'm like, yeah, I need to know what y'all talking about.
Well,
come
that still
on.
could mean anything.
Y'all
Right.
pulling out the stick.
That
All
hasn't
right, it's time for me
changed.
to go
Yeah.
Okay.
because that ain't a wooden stick they talking about. I'm
Yeah.
finna go.
That hasn't changed.
Time for
Yeah,
me to
We
move
still
around, dog.
multiple.
Like I got things to lose. I ain't trying to. Yeah. Let me get
Some
up.
things you might not want to lose.
Yeah. Let me get up out of here. You know what I'm talking about? I we things to do. Yeah. Bless your life.
facts.
But it's still
Facts
100,000
for the Cuban. All
for the
right, all
curbing.
right,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right, y'all. We back with another episode 159. Is this the end? Y'all, today's episode is gonna be talking about breaking up.
A little
It's
spicy.
something, yeah, it's something that everybody's been through, right? Whether you enjoyed it or whether you were the one that initiated it or whether you were on the receiving end of the news. We all been through it.
Guess I've been
Some
a heartbreaker too much.
well, I mean, life's not over, so don't get too ahead of yourself. Don't get too ahead of yourself. So
Well,
I mean, things happen to people, man, and fortunately for a lot of us, I myself haven't had, too many bad breakups. And I would venture to say that the two that I would categorize that we'll talk about some of our own experiences.
Right.
The two that I would categorize, I would be to blame for them. So I'm gonna I'm gonna
Can
take
point
that.
out all of them flaws, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it and go with
right,
it, even though I don't
right.
agree. You know what I'm saying? But I understand that we change, we mature, we get older. So young Ken was, could be difficult to deal with at points. So I get it. I get
I
it. But
think
we'll
I've
definitely
been
talk about it.
I think I've been an angel my entire
Okay, well, don't get
This guy.
Don't get struck by lightning.
This
Don't
guy.
get complacent.
Right,
It definitely says on this list about lying. So Benji, you've already broke that. You already broke that rule. Yeah, you clearly lying. You ain't been an angel, that's for sure.
at all.
Dang,
Well, if that's the
my
case,
own people done turned on me. Dang.
if
No,
that's
we
the
just gonna
case,
tell the truth for you.
if that's the case, like he said, if he's been an angel, like that, what they say, at one point in time, the devil,
Used to be an angel.
Satan led the choir. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Satan was an angel too at one point, you know. So
Right.
I'm responsible for throwing toys away like Jocelyn after like a couple months. Like you can have that back. Here you go.
Right. They don't work.
They still come back, huh?
Yeah.
Don't change the lock on the door. They'll be back.
all right. So before we get started, y'all know we got to check on our people. We got Josh back with us this week. Welcome back. I think she enjoyed herself last week, so we thought we would invite her back, and she was gracious enough to join us to talk about this topic. So thank you for joining us. And how are you feeling today? Mentally, physically, emotionally? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little tired. I was just doing a intro to stocks class with my little group. I went through that, so just jumping back on the computer. But I'm ready for y'all. I love to talk about a good breakup.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You got ready to dive in.
Yes.
All right. Trisha Michelle, how about you? How you feeling? Physically,
With the
mentally,
hair.
emotionally?
I see you, girl, with the
I'm
hair.
feeling
Come
great.
on.
I mean, you know, when your hair is done, look good, feel good, you know. So I'm good. I mean, I'm a little tired, but this is my tired week where I'll be stretched in. But that's fine. We make it work. We pull through and we keep going. So I'm good.
All right.
Got that wig anointing today, boy.
First of all, it's not a wig. Thank you.
I mean, I don't.
Benji, he's still learning. He's still learning. You can't just call everything a wig, my guy.
I mean,
first of all, we'll give a big shout out to my daughter because she did my hair.
What?
Yes.
I'm gonna have her. I'm a stealer from you. I need.
First of all, it's all money in around here. So good luck.
It happens.
Oh wow. All right. Benji Banks, the man, the brand. How are you, my guy?
Man, listen, I'm good. Yeah, going on. Yes, going on.
When it starts like that, like no.
Listen, man. Listen.
We're gonna start putting the little thing in the little dots in the middle of the screen for you when you're talking. Go ahead.
Listen, man. I'm good, but I'm pretty vain about, you know what I'm saying, my body. And something bit me, man, like a spider. And it got your boy leg all swollen. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't feeling this. I'm good. Like I move, I get around, do all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight. But man, I got this dot on my leg. Look like a bullseye, dog. Like
do you see?
It just don't. I can't even wear my shorts, man.
No, I don't like ugly. You better stop lying. Like, what else do you need to stop lying?
It is a bullseye. That spider said, "Yeah, right here, player."
Right here.
That's the spot.
I ain't messing with you today.
That's okay. If I would kick you where your bite is at.
Oh, wow.
You would too. I know it.
I really would. I was like, okay.
Yes, I know it for a fact. It's all right. It's all right though. But you know what I'm saying? I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? My stubborn was kicking in, and yesterday it swole up. So I was like, all right, I gotta.
No, wifey said.
Well,
no.
Yes. She was like, you need to. Yes, and
that's
so I obliged. I obeyed. I obeyed the Lord, and I went, and then. Yeah, now I'm on these medicines and going on, man, and I don't even like to take medicine.
So hopefully to get rid of whatever else is wrong with you.
I mean, I think the Lord kind of stamped that in. You're gonna need some
different medicine for that. It is different medicine for that.
Stamped it in already, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? We good, you know what I'm saying? Shop, everything kind of going the way we want it. So you know what I'm saying? We straight, we cordial, man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to complain about, except I can't wear I can't run in the hoochie daddy shorts or nothing. So
well, the world doesn't want you to anyway, so we're okay.
Facts.
Actually, the work of the Lord being done. See, that's what I'm talking about.
She's stupid.
That's
But listen though, I blessed a couple heads today and put some wigs on their head. You know what I'm saying? So I'm feeling empowered.
Harassing these mannequins in his shop, y'all.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? We hooked them up. You know what I'm saying? We got some new stuff coming. We straight. You know what I'm saying? I told you I got that wig anointing, ladies. I'm just saying 22, 28 inches. You know what I'm saying?
Don't be trying to steal my inches, first of all.
I mean, I'm coming for your inches too.
I mean,
hey, yo, no Diddy.
These are right.
Yeah,
no, these are actually from my vendor that I carry and that I sell.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you might want to check me out. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I ain't telling you to. I'm just saying, like, I might. I gotta let people know. And you already the homie anyway. So you know what I'm saying? It might be a solid deal in there for you. I'm just saying.
I'm coming by regardless.
Yeah, y'all need to collaborate.
You know how we do.
We're gonna get Ken hooked up. We're gonna listen, we're about business over here. You know what I'm saying? So, we handle that. We handle that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well,
y'all see how long that took for him to say how he was doing? We forgot how he was doing.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm proud of Benji, man, in the store and the big business moves that he's making, man, because that's not easy. That's not light work, man. No. And to take on something like that is a big move. So shout out to you, my guy, man. Yes, I'm watching and I'm waiting for big and better growth because I know it's coming to you. Yes, and same thing with everybody, man. Everybody's involved with so much stuff that I'm just glad that we're in a season of our lives where everybody's going through some growth. You know what I'm saying? But the problem, what people got to realize with growth is sometimes it's a little uncomfortable. You're going to hit some spots.
Yes. You got to let some of them. I can't say that. You got to let some of them folks go.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's people are in your life for a reason, for a season, as we say.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes when things start to change for you, people change, and when those people change, and they change in a negative direction, and they got negative energy, you might need to go ahead and exit stage left on those people because you got bigger and better things you got going on. So know. But I'm proud of all y'all, man. Y'all make me smile, so just to be associated with such great people, what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all.
And Patricia's forehead, it blesses the atmosphere, the room.
I was like, what? Why have to stray? Like, that's
because
cool. You got however long.
Look, you said you was gonna kick me in my sore spot. You get what I'm saying?
It's only 7 o'clock. I got time. I got you at some point.
Hopefully it's healed by the time I see you, because I already know you would. Yes, I know.
This guy.
We'll catch you outside your shop.
See, now this is the type of stuff that happens when people break up. This is the type of banter back and forth.
Catch you outside your shop.
That occurs. Hey, but don't worry about it though. The homeless homie be hanging out. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he'll get rid of him if you stop by.
I hope you got cameras.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Come on, girl.
Well,
we got the Brinks.
In this case, you got people that are homeless, and some of y'all, you know what I'm saying, are have been homeless because you got broken up with and you had to leave. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've seen some tough stories. And I mean, this is the truth. Like, and I was gonna also point out that when you were talking about like the homeless guy outside of the store and the transitions of what I'm saying, just life in general and people having to move on from people. That's what we're doing. That's what we're talking about today is moving on and breaking up. And a lot of people have this misconception that everybody that they're gonna break up with, that they're just gonna break up and move on. Sometimes that happens, and sometimes people that you break up with is on a mutual agreement, it's on good terms, and you can remain cordial with people, but not everybody. So not every situation is the same. But we're gonna talk about a little bit of everything because I think we've all had so many different experiences, and there's so many different experiences in life in general.
Right.
That kind of want to touch on everything for everybody, man. So everybody can feel like, that they had some say so, or they heard, what I'm saying, their situation talked about or discussed.
Okay.
Right.
So the first thing kind of want to talk about is the reasons for breakups.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the big thing. And I got top 5. I'm not gonna
Okay.
say they're in a certain order,
Right.
because I know people will argue with the top 2, with the
What the
number
highest
1 and number
is.
2,
Yeah.
right? But the number 1 on this list is fading feelings.
Okay.
So I can agree with that, what I'm saying, being number 1, because
Yeah.
I mean, across the board, that's generally what happens, right? Like,
Right.
you with a
Mhm.
person for a period of time, and when you start out, it's all fireworks, it's everybody's happy, everybody's in love, it's butterflies in your stomach, and then you fizzle out, and next thing you know, those butterflies turn to bubble guts, and you're ready to get up out of there.
Right. Not bubble guts.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay.
it's
I
the
get it.
equivalent, because they getting on your nerves, and they make your stomach hurt, and they make you want to, what I'm saying, get away from them. So,
Run
um,
quick, huh?
yeah, well, bubble guts give the run. See, that's a segue. So, but I'm just saying, like, fading feelings.
Right.
Patricia Michelle, have you ever had a relationship where you experienced that phenomenon called fading feelings?
Um, we was like dating. We weren't like actually boyfriend and girlfriend, but yeah. Yeah, let me
Okay.
tell you why.
she passing them like Stockton too.
No, I can't. We were talking, and then like I don't know why it used to. So everything would become a song when we would be talking, like everything,
Oh, you told us about this guy.
and it like would irritate my soul. And I don't know. I
Was
like
he
I'm talking
bringing
like this,
jealousy
and
or
it would just
something?
be a song, like, and I would be trying to talk like,
Would he
and you
sing the
making a
song, or
song.
would
Hey,
he?
He would change like what I'm talking about into a
Yeah.
song, and I'm just like, so
Hmm.
like
is he
eventually I just like,
famous now though?
so I just stopped answering calls. Stop. Don't hit me on Snap either. Don't try to hit me on this. Don't hit me on Facebook. Don't hit me on like we're good. I don't sing about that.
Did you just feel like he wasn't taking you serious?
That's what it kind of like. I guess it kind of came off like that. So at the same time, so it's like, okay, well, if I'm a joke, quote unquote, then so are you. So let's put you where you belong at. Let's drop any type of feelings that could possibly be had about you. And
How
yeah, so they
old were you
faded.
at this
They
point?
faded fast.
How old were you at this point?
26,
Mm.
27.
Dang, brother, singing everything to a song.
That's still fairly young. I think, 26, 27. There was things maybe that I think for him, maybe again, that might have been something that he felt like, you know what, this is the best way for me to convey this, because I love music so much. So I'm gonna put it in the song, where you felt like that's
Yeah,
corny. That is corny,
No, and
and
it
you're
wasn't
playing
even
with me.
corny.
We had that brother
So
sing.
that's the thing. So it wasn't like no romantic, like you're singing and you got a voice. It wasn't like that. Like you literally was turning the whole conversation into like music, and you have nothing to do with music. And I could see if you sent me like a song like this made me think about you, or you just hit some lyrics. So when I got on the phone, it was cute little stuff. That it wasn't happening. Like it was. I wish I had some clips for y'all.
See, that would have been
Like,
yeah,
I
would have been
swear
life
to
changing.
God, and I just was like, I can't. Like, I don't care about what you think about me, because I just can't do it.
Mm.
Dang, had that brother singing, huh?
Yeah.
Was he singing about the 28-inch hair, or what was?
No.
He'd make a song about that.
No.
You don't get
Wah,
beat up.
I'm just saying,
I'm gonna just catch him outside the shop. It's cool.
it's all right.
No, yeah. So they faded. That's one for sure.
As I always say,
I got a couple of faded feelings.
the feelings for him faded into the wind like a fart. All right.
Done.
All
Dang.
right. So, Josh, we know you got some. We know you got at least one good one.
Come
One
on.
good one. We know
Spill
that
it.
for sure. Talk to us. Let us know something.
You know, mine's happened real fast. I don't even call them faded feelings, maybe changing feelings, because it's usually a consequence to something, just like she's explaining. It's just not like, oh, I woke up and it's not there. It's like, why are you still doing the same stuff? So
Yeah.
I say more of a change of feelings. But faded feelings, let's see.
Don't even hang around them that long for them to go too deep in their feelings. Kicking brothers to the curb.
I am actually a keeper, honestly. The ones that I've had very long. But feelings fade when the effort is not the same. So if I feel bored because we're not doing something spontaneous or nasty or whatever that looks like, yeah, definitely a faded feeling, and you'll get cut real quick.
Okay.
Passing them like Stockton.
So keep the nasty. You got to keep the nasty consistent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Got to keep the nasty consistent, huh, Josh?
Consistency is key.
Hey. Yep. And you know what's funny is you said lack of effort. Lack of effort is actually number 3 on the list. As on its own.
But you said in no particular order.
Yeah. No particular order, because these things can vary for based on the person, of course. Right. So but lack of effort is another one of those issues that could be a big thing, because if you are constantly doing things for a person and constantly I mean, maybe going out your way to do things, to bring them food, to be nice to them, to rub their feet, and you don't feel that energy being returned, it kind of becomes, yeah, this might be time to move on, because somebody else, saying, deserves this energy that I'm giving, because this person don't respect it. This person don't, they not receiving it the way I think that they should receive it. Right. So yeah, lack of effort is definitely one of those things as well. So yeah, it kind of goes hand in hand with the fading feelings, because I think the fading feelings a lot of times happen because of things like lack of effort. So.
Right.
All right. So Benji, talk to us. Give us a story of some faded feelings, my guy.
I got a few of them. When I found out this one chick talked too much, like it was, I was done, dog. Like it's like you couldn't get a word in.
You thought she talked too much?
Yes.
That was tough, dude.
That was tough. It was tough, and she was cute. She was, pretty girl, yada yada yada, all of that stuff for them. But yeah, it was hard to get a word in, and that's tough, because like if you're having a conversation and you can't get a word in like at all, it was tough. So yeah,
would you say that her conversation was more or less like of no context at all as
well?
Like
how you can tune a person out? Yeah,
real surface, no.
Yeah, like didn't have no substance to it. It's like you take her out.
She was all entertainment and was
loud and obnoxious. Like this is the exact moment I knew she wasn't gonna be like long term. We're at this nice restaurant, yo, and we're there, nice restaurant, and she's loud and obnoxious at the table. Like cool girl, like
so she talked too much and she was loud and obnoxious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and it was crazy, and I was like, yeah, no, this ain't gonna work.
What happens when y'all go for fine first? You find out she loud and not. It's all too much.
Very, 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 very true. And yeah, so like that was the thing. Like, but guys were visual, so let's just be real. So you think that, and everybody puts on their their front face, in the beginning. But when you're sitting around food and you chatting and you talking, like, people open up, and she was just, I was like, man, yeah, I'm good. So instantly the feelings faded, but the link up continued. Yeah,
okay.
that thing, you know what I'm saying?
The nasty continued.
You get what I'm saying? But wasn't like, no, like I already knew, like, nah, this is just.
Hopefully she didn't talked through that in different ways. Hopefully she's
Yeah,
kept
she
it
talked.
just that way.
Yeah. Y'all leave me alone. I'm on ibuprofen and antibiotics right now.
That don't explain that you've been like this.
Oh man. But no, those type of things could definitely be a
Yeah.
turn off. Like,
Right.
I keep seeing this post floating around Facebook, that says, parents, make sure your daughters know there's nothing sexy about being loud,
Right.
because that's one of the things that a lot of these young girls, they pride themselves on being
Yeah.
loud and
And
being in your
boisterous.
face, yeah, and it's like, there's nothing cute about that. So like,
It's like the biggest turn off. Like, I'm like, why would you do that at a nice restaurant? I don't know, Patricia. I don't know if you've ever been to
she
Javier's out
she
in
was probably one of those same type of chicks that says she don't want to go to Cheesecake Factory.
I mean, Cheesecake Factory wasn't in discussion back then, but I can imagine, yeah. But like, if you take there's a spot, there's restaurants all over the place, and you frequent places that you like, nice places. So I thought, because she looked good, take her to a nice restaurant. And yeah, just loud. Can we get this? Like, what? Like, hold on, you ain't got no table etiquette. And dog, it was just.
She was yelling at the waitress like that?
Yeah,
like across the room.
Like he was. It's like, not like across the room, but like if he came up, he takes your order or whatever, and then he's gently walking away, casually, and then hey, like there's a difference between, hey, can you get his attention? Then, hey, you know what, my bad, can I? And I'm like, you ain't at the Habit Grill right now.
So I think for me, I grew up in, there's 6 of us, so like it was always loud,
Right.
so I can't stand loud noises. Like I just can't. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a problem, but I mean, what
Yeah,
we gonna do?
yeah, I think again, there should be levels to it, and I go back to this, we talked about on a few episodes, where when we talked about dating, when guys want to be impressive, they start out on a first date taking a woman to like a really really nice restaurant,
Right.
and I think it should be the opposite. I think the first date should be somewhere cool, somewhere,
Maybe like a coffee shop or something.
yeah, somewhere kind
I
of
agree.
decent but low key. Like, I shouldn't, as the guy, if I'm definitely going to want to pay for the date. So I don't want to have to start out the first date when I'm getting to know you spending $300 to $400
Right.
like on a
I
date.
agree.
You know what I'm saying? This is a bad investment. I don't care who you are. I don't
Right.
care how much money you make, unless you're a billionaire or something like that. Like, most people are going to be money conscious of some sort. So like, that's a bad investment, as we call it. You know what I'm saying? To go out on a date, spend that much money on somebody you don't even know.
Right. And when you're in that space of dating though, and you're trying to woo a girl who you deem as like fine, looks good, she got her own stuff. Like, she ain't no penny pincher type chick, but she fine, she got her own thing together, yada yada yada. The dangerous part of the dating part, if you're not careful, is you'll find yourself doing that over and over again, because you're just meeting people for the first time and you don't know who they are. Like, and if hey, I think she might like this nice restaurant, then you find out, we should have went to Del Taco.
See,
I Del Taco.
I'm just saying, like, but you get what I'm saying? But guys, generally in that space, if you're just like Patricia said, you're visualizing, so you're looking fine first. The first thing you're thinking is even for this date, like the idea is that you want to do your thing, right? So that's kind of where you're in that space when you're dating. That's kind of the guy's concept. So I mean, when you got it right, it doesn't really bother you. The personality bothers you more than you may be spending money when you're dating like that, though. So,
I seen a post earlier today. It was on Facebook. This chick requires a $500 deposit to interact with her on any level to even
Oh,
think.
you know what that is.
That's
She
her.
talks to you.
That's
That
her.
basically
That's
that's
her
basically
garden
what it
tool.
is.
You want a $500 deposit to even let a man talk to you to even possibly go on a date. And I was looking at her, and I'm not shaming
You
nobody.
don't
She
see
might
where the
feel like
500 going.
but like you're charging $500 for people, and you just like you basic too at the same time. So like,
right.
I thought you usually get the attitude from a more basic woman.
yeah,
in our caliber of woman. So
like I was just looking like really like okay, and then whoever is paying it stupid. Like, and then I was looking in the comments and like so many females,
right,
with the most crooked way of thinking was seconding it. Like, yeah, I don't get that. And then it was some dudes because at that point when you're agreeing, you're just trying to kiss ass. Like agreeing, like, yeah, I mean, shoot, if I'm my man and I got it and I want to show her, I'm gonna do it. Okay, stupid.
She got you already.
Right. That's typically the dudes who don't get no play anyway.
But yeah, that's it. They belong together at that point. The basics and the no plays link up.
Well, I think those situations set you up for failure, right? Because you're building everything based on what you can afford, right? So and that's what you as the guy, that's the standard that you're setting. Like your love is going to be based on, and your reactions from her is going to be based on what you can afford.
Right.
So eventually, all of that's gonna go back to number one on the list. Fade. It's gonna fade. All that stuff gonna fade. Somebody gonna get tired of what's going on, and it's gonna fade, and it's gonna end. In number two on the list is infidelity. We already know about that. We already know that's people will argue that that's the biggest reason for breakups, but and quite the contrary. It's a lot of people that have issues with infidelity, and they're able to work their way through it.
That's true. There's a lot
Right.
of people.
Yeah, I ain't that kind of guy.
I'm not a lot of people though.
Sorry. If you don't got filleted like that, you going on about your business. I'm good. I'm straight. I don't want you.
Well, I would say it depends on the situation with everybody, right? Because we all think that something like that will occur. We're just gonna be able to walk away clean, and be able to walk away with no feelings and all this other stuff, and it's just gonna be that easy. But it's not always that easy, especially if this person that you have infidelity issues with, like if somebody that you're married to and you got kids and things like that, you built this life together. That's not like you're dating them, like you built something together. So it's not gonna be that easy just to walk away.
I mean, you don't necessarily, you have to deal with your day-to-day operations, but that don't mean I have to actually, coincide and
I mean, I had it happen with somebody that was of caliber, I guess,
Right.
We got a kid together.
Yeah, so that's different.
Out.
I mean, some people can't deal with that, and some people are okay. And typically, most people who are no, I'm not saying, I probably should change the word. People who are generally in that space, they are in love and they don't really want, to break up because this is my woman, this is my guy. We don't build everything together, so you're like, she done slept with one person, and then some people look at it as a get back. Well, she did it, I'll do it later. So.
I see. I can't. No.
You know what I'm saying? I remember a famous gospel artist who, he talked about that. He cheated first, and his lady did. So they eventually got together and ironed it out. But
no.
Yeah, that's a dangerous game. It's a
get
dangerous
back
game.
But nobody can ever say they walking away with no feelings. Like you're gonna feel, like for sure. Even if you don't want to go back, you're gonna be hurt if you really love them, if you really care, if you really wanted something.
I think if you're able to walk away with no feelings, there was also some other things that occurred along the way. It wasn't just that. That might have been the tip of
the straw that broke the camel's back.
Straw that broke the camel's back, but it was also something else that occurred before that was like, okay, this is the last straw, and you able to just walk away from that. But if everything you think is going fine, and then you have this information given to you that this person has done this thing. That's different, right? If you feel like everything is going great and then this happens,
right?
That's a whole different direction.
That's a whole different ballgame. That
did happen for me, and I did feel like everything was fine, and then I was like, okay, but I still walked away. But it also still hurt. You still had to,
hurt it,
navigate through it, and basically put what was more. I think what the best thing for me was, because we had a kid, I need to focus on making sure everything normal for her. So I just needed to flip the switch somehow.
And that typically is what you have to do. You have to flip the switch and start focusing on something else, because if you have those feelings, that's going to linger for a while.
I think she forced me to, not her physically, but her existence and her being a big factor in the puzzle, like made me feel like I needed to make sure everything was back normal for her in some type of way where she didn't see or have to deal with it. Because I think if I didn't have a kid, you sit there and you just like, okay, you're in your feelings, you kind of sad today, you do this. But for her, it was like, no, let's figure this out. Like, all right, let's figure out how we gonna make this normal life for you.
Yeah.
So Josh, has anybody ever cheated on you while you guys were male or female, while you guys were in a relationship, and you stuck and you stayed?
Oh. Yeah, I definitely.
Yes, did you almost choke?
Yes.
That was hard to swallow. My bad. Oh, it's still there, huh? Still in your chest, huh?
Yeah.
My bad. I didn't mean to catch you off guard. Okay, tell us about that.
I was just thinking about how they must feel too right now when they see me. You know what I'm saying? But no, of course.
That's to get back.
I was married. No, it's just growing and being happy with yourself. You got to deal with your own sorrows. I don't feel no kind of way about it. I appreciate the experience and the lesson, and that's it. That's all you can be grateful for. Yeah. But yeah, because I used to be dumb. Ooh, I was real dumb. Ooh. You could tell me some real stories, and I'd be like, okay, but I'm like, I know I'm not crazy, but I still was still there and dumb. I was in the army, man. You know,
Army. Yeah, Lord. All of them is on a level 10.
Yes, so of course.
Wow.
I stayed for many, many years too long.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a lot of women though. We tend to stay through a whole lot more than men.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, explain though, because why do you think that?
I think it's because you're a woman. You're saying that because you don't have the view from a guy's standpoint.
I'm talking about cheating. I don't think men stay around for cheating.
Nah, yeah, because y'all don't handle cheating.
Y'all do not stay around. I think I swear to God, I feel like if I Googled the statistics, men do not stay around more than women stay around after cheating.
I think it's a lot of guys. I think it's a lot of guys be lying too.
I would agree.
That say that they don't and they do.
Okay,
and they say that they haven't been cheated on and they have, because they're going to protect their ego. They're going to protect their ego first. So they're not going to tell you the truth about that. So I think that's one of the biggest things too. Now that may be a part of it, because I'm telling you, ain't too many guys running around here telling you, yeah, my girl cheated on me, because that's a knock to them. It's saying you're subpar. It's saying I'm subpar. She cheated on me. I ain't got the dope D, and the list goes on, and you're admitting that. There ain't no dude out here admitting that.
Yeah, that's we protecting our ego off the top.
My bad. Go ahead, Benji.
No, I was gonna say most guys are protecting their ego off the top.
Yeah,
that's it, because guys look at a guy sleeping with his girl as this dude literally just conquered my whole house, so to speak.
I hate how he presents that.
I'm just saying.
Not conquered my whole house.
Yes, no, all the way.
I'm just saying that's how guys typically view it. Like, it's like if
the drama, he conquered my whole house.
The whole house.
You know that's why I said I don't think y'all can stay like that, because y'all feel just like that.
I already told you I ain't staying. I'm sorry, I'm not that guy. I'm not. It's just I ain't doing it. I'm just saying.
All right, so I think
So
this is hold on. This is an interesting comment. So L&M from YouTube, they posted both cheat most almost equally, but women initiate 70% of the divorces. Now we're talking about statistics. That's a statistic. I've
I
seen
think
that
that's
before.
I've seen
I've
the
seen that
70%
before.
divorce statistic, but
Yeah. So
cheating
I,
equally, I don't know.
again, if a man initiates it, again, it's saying I'm subpar, I failed, and again, men are gonna try to protect their ego the first thing.
Facts. And
So
we done told our homeboys a whole different other story.
yeah.
And
okay.
it ain't, man.
So y'all lie
Listen,
about everything?
especially if she fine.
Right?
What?
If she fine and you tell your partners and so and so, you know what I'm saying? Like that just don't that dudes ain't doing that.
Mm-mm.
Dudes
They ain't
ain't
gonna tell
telling
you.
like some girl tap this girl if like especially around your boys, you've been telling her how dope she is, how it is, and dudes know she fine, all this and all that. You ain't finna walk up and yeah, that ain't happening.
Mm-mm. Nah.
Mm.
Yeah, dudes bottle up way more and just
I see.
and
Y-
take
Y'all
it
need to
and
start
just
saying stuff. She a
well, yeah.
dog.
Well, I mean, that's 100% facts. But you got to understand, like I think as time goes on, dudes are moving into a space now where they feel more more able to voice their opinion, of being able to say, hey, you know what, this didn't work out. I'm ready to bounce, right? I'm ready to admit this failed, and I'm ready to move on.
Right.
Where traditionally, that's seen as weak. Man, you did that. Oh man, you weak. You let him take your girl. Oh man,
Facts.
so that's the way, like Benji was saying, that's the way your partner. If you tell your partners what happened, they're gonna be like, man, you better go get your girl back. Man, you can't let him take your girl. Then
Facts.
it becomes a competition. It's like, all right, shout
And I
out
ain't
to
competing with no Negro.
hold on, shout out to 50 Cent BMF. They got a situation going on BMF right now.
You cannot tell what's going on, man. You cannot. You
They got
cannot.
well, I ain't gonna tell the
You ain't
situation.
seen it yet?
They
No.
got a
Go ahead.
situation. They got a situation going on right now where they got two characters that are in a relationship, and one has been cheating, and now the one that got cheated on initially has an opportunity to cheat back. So that's a perfect scenario visualization of what could happen, because if you cheat on that person and then later on they have the opportunity, which sometimes hey, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the devil says, you know what, let me offer you an opportunity as well.
There you
You know
go.
what I'm saying? Because yeah, so we know how you was feeling, so now you got a chance to turn it around. So yeah, that other character was offered an opportunity, and they were like, yeah, I think this might be my move. So it's
get
crazy.
back.
But yeah, the get back, it happens, and it's definitely going to be a time where the door is going to be open for that, right?
Oh
So
yeah, karma always comes back around.
yeah.
She
So
said that with such confidence.
I know.
but there's other things.
Because I really don't be like, uptight about some things. I'll be like, all right, you gonna have yours.
But there's other
Right. That's
things.
how I feel about it.
But
It's
I'm
like,
not saying like
oh,
I'm cheating because somebody cheated. I don't do
right.
that. But I
No,
just
no, no.
know
We're
that,
not talking about that.
whatever's
We're
coming
just
your
talking
way,
about
whatever's meant for you
scenario
is
wise.
meant for you.
But there's other reasons why people break up as well. Those two things, like they said, the faded feelings, the lack of effort,
Yeah.
of course, the infidelity. But some of the other things people would break up, because of habits, bad habits, annoying habits. So people have drug habits, people
Oh
have
well.
bad financial habits,
Yeah.
spending too much money. You know what I'm saying? Tearing your credit up. And that type of stuff, like the financial piece of it, is a huge piece, I think, too, because a lot of people I know that have gone their separate ways strictly because of financial concerns. It's like you spending too much money or you damaging your credit, and if y'all together as a couple, like whatever they messing up, it's messing you up too.
Yeah, that's true.
So
And I
that's
mean,
a
in a
big
lot of
thing.
those cases too, though, like if you're talking financial, I believe it's 54% of all divorces are because of lack of money. So that's huge. I would say that's probably something most people view as number one, especially in today's inflated times.
And
if you got kids,
and when you
so that
say, but when you say lack of money, I I'm a believer in it's not even a lack of money. It's just you haven't been taught how to handle money correctly.
I would
Yeah,
agree.
So a lot of
is.
people go into situations, even when you're married with kids, you can survive and be sustainable at a certain level.
I
But
agree.
we are, you know, too caught up in looking at, like they say, what the Joneses is doing and what these people over here is doing. So because they kids in soccer and they kids is doing this and they kids, well, I gotta do that for my kids too.
Right.
And listen, we all want the best for our kids, but you got to know, you got, like
You
they say,
can't do that. You can't
you
do
got
that.
to act
Right.
your wage.
Right.
Whatever money you're making, that's what your activities involve. Just because Joe Blow over there got his kid in 50 million activities, they can afford that. And sometimes Joe Blow can't afford that. Joe Blow is blowing credit cards, paying for this stuff, and you're not seeing what they're doing behind the scenes to get this stuff.
I
Joe
agree.
Blow
So,
using
you know,
Afterpay and
yeah,
Klarna.
you know, it's people flying all over the world using Afterpay right now.
Oh,
So
You can put your
you,
Jordans on
No, and I
Afterpay.
mean,
You
and
can get
that's
them
no
from
shade.
Rent a Center right
it's
now.
not a knock, but I'm just saying, like,
But
you know, you
don't look
don't
at the
know what
next
people are
person's
doing
right.
to get these things. So you have to look at what's in front of you, what you're making, what you can afford realistically, and go based on that. Because I think a lot of people just weren't taught how to handle their finances. So now that they're adults, they're struggling, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And money
And I think
management
that's,
is,
yeah,
we've
money
seen a lot
management
of money
is a
in
big
our
problem.
time. And if we would be honest with ourselves, we've seen a lot of money, but we ain't always managed it well. We ain't put it in investments and we ain't put it in the proper spaces so it can grow
Right.
for
Well,
us.
of
So
course not.
Well, like they say all the time, we've been taught how to get money. We never been taught how to keep it.
yeah.
So
that is a fact.
that's
That is a fact.
that's the biggest issue. So, you know, there are other issues, but you know, the ones we talked about are the big heavy hitters. And but you know what? There's ways to move on from all those. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Whether that be with the person or without them, there's ways to do it. But we also want to talk about transition to talk about briefly ways to break up, because I think this
Mhm.
is important. I think
Oh,
people talk about the breakup, think
Did
about
she
the
really
breakup.
start? She started.
I told you so.
Well,
She got
Ready?
well,
Yeah,
excited
are
about
you
that.
ready? You ready?
We're ready
well,
to hear this.
my thing is people think about the breakups and talk about the breakups, but they never think about how they're gonna actually do it. And
Mhm.
I think how you do it also will kind of, you know, spill over into how you move on from it, right? So I think that's the piece that a lot of people miss, because they don't put too much thought into how they're gonna do it. They just do it. They just get fed up. They're in their emotions. They're upset, and they just call the person or text them, which is the two of the worst ways to do it. You know, call or text somebody and tell them, "Hey, you know what? I don't want to be with you no more," because that is gonna cause an issue probably about 95% of the time.
Indeed.
So, you know, that's one of the things on the list, is that when you thinking of ways to break up, you're gonna have to find some way to do it in person. Now, some situations, you know, that person, you know, now why you will be with somebody who would be such a hothead and would do something to you like that would be beyond me. But there are situations where you know this person is volatile and the situation is what it is. You can't do it face to face because they might harm you or things of that nature. We get it.
Right.
You might not want to do that. But in most cases, you can find somewhere that you can sit down and have a conversation with this person and look them in their eyes and be able to have a conversation with them about parting ways.
You would hope so.
I come
Because
with
that, go ahead. I'm sorry.
how I was saying, I come with the outline. I need to make sure I
Yeah. I
have
mean,
all the points.
yeah, because I mean, my thing is you want to make sure that when you do it correctly, that both people are at least, you know what I'm saying, feel respected in the situation.
Right.
Because that's where the problem happens. A lot of time when you break up with somebody, it's not even the fact that you just broke up with them, it's the fact that you broke up with them in a disrespectful manner. They feel
Very true.
disrespected in the situation. So that's where the problem starts. So, so the first thing on the list here, it says first, make sure you actually want to break up. Now that's key
Right.
because sometimes situations occur and we get in our emotions and we upset in the moment and we think about it and we like, you know what, forget this. I'm leaving. I don't want to be with
Mhm.
them no more. And then you already know once you say it, once it comes out of your mouth, you got problems. You got
Right.
problems. So, you know, first of all, that's the first thing. Make sure you have thought through thoroughly that you actually want to break up. Step one.
Now, you sure you want to break up? You sending those text messages like sending them DMs?
No. You don't do that to the person. Like, this is internal. Like, you have to think through these things and say, you know, this is what I actually want to do. When I approach them, this might go whatever way it's gonna go, but once it comes out, I'm sure that this is what I want to do.
Right.
So
although
that's
it's
first things first.
Situation, don't let your emotions make the decision.
Right. So then next thing you got to do, you got to think about how the conversation is going to go. Might sound crazy to a lot of people, but you know how this person is. You've been with them for a long time. You've had many conversations. So you know how the conversation going to go. Not 9 times out of 10. So you have to play that.
Who you sleeping with? Who you with?
Well, see, all of this stuff Benji's talking about, that's gonna create an issue.
Right.
I'm staying away from all of that. There's things that, like I said, in this list that Benji, the stuff that Benji's talking about is not on this list. This is not how you do it. Right? That's not how you do it at all. So you got to think about how the conversation might go. You got to practice some empathy. You got to think about, you know, the person might be hurt. Like, you're going to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? You know, eventually or in the moment, you never know. Because I think sometimes when you think about it, you're like, okay, I'm going to break up with this person. And then I know for a guy, if you're breaking up with a girl, I've had a couple of breakups in my life, and I went to break up with the girl, and I was emotionally charged by it because I'm like, dang, I didn't think she was going to cry like this. Like, I didn't expect that, because I'm like we both have been having some issues. We both have been kind of going back and forth. I'm like, surely she's not going, you know what I'm saying, have no meltdown. Like, she had a full-blown meltdown. And for a moment, I was contemplating, you know what, maybe I shouldn't break up with her. Maybe I should just give things. See, I start second guessing myself.
Did she steal all your coat hangers and pack them in the trunk or something like that? Or
no, none of that for me.
What
but
the hell, Benji?
Yeah, Benji's just
people be doing all kind of stuff, man. I'm just saying.
I ain't never had none of those issues.
Right. What?
She done went and stole all your forks all your silverware. You know what I'm saying?
But that's on the list too. Realize that you won't be able to control the reaction. Like, whatever way they react, you ain't gonna be able to control that. So again, that's why it's important to follow these steps to make sure that, you know, that you've actually thought these things through. So just in case something goes left,
send the text.
No. That's the worst thing you could do.
Right.
That's the worst thing you could do, is send a text to somebody saying you want to break up with them, because that's so impersonal. And if you actually cared about this person and you actually care about them still as an individual, you own more than just a text, right?
Right.
So at least a phone call.
But what if you one of them dudes that like crazy chicks?
So you think you're not safe?
You think
it's a possibility?
Well,
I don't know. I don't even want. I guess I'm a little different. So I'm gonna let you
go ahead. Okay, talk to us. Come on.
No, I don't want no one to meet up. I don't want to meet up in person.
Right.
I don't. And haven't.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's different. Everybody's different. So, you know, this is not a list that's, you know, as one size fit all, you know, but for the majority of people in the majority of situations, like, these things will work for the average person, right?
Now, what I can say though is I have had it to where once they wanted to talk in person about, okay,
right,
let me gauge if you're worth that. Okay, cool. We can meet up. We can talk about it more if you want, but that ain't changing. That I already said.
How you feel about it? Right.
Give you some closure though.
Yeah.
Closure.
Yeah. Closure is important. It's important. Go ahead.
Jocelyn, are you the closure type of girl? Like, you need closure? Like, how does that work in a breakup? Or is it text, I'm good, bye?
No, I won't text you to be like disrespectful or something. Right. In the heat of the moment, I might tell you you could really F off or something like that. Right. But like I said, I make a list. I have notes in my outline. And
the girl got a whole outline.
I explain a few things to you. If you have something to say to me, I'm definitely open to listen, but I don't necessarily need it. I need to be safe, and I need to feel like this relationship wasn't good for me, so we're just gonna move on.
Right.
And how that looks. So
I can dig that. I can dig
I
that.
think the notes that you had, like you said, the outline is just showing that you're a person who's prepared. And I'm not surprised with your military background. That's definitely something that's ingrained in you, is to
He likes
be
that
prepared.
information, right?
Well, yeah,
Like
be
I want
prepared.
to have a reason,
might
like
be
this is
more the
why I'm
ADHD,
moving
so
on.
we're gonna give it to the military.
Well, that too. It could be that too. It could be that too. But I and you know what? Just candidly, I say that a lot of times because my dad's retired military, so I know how how succinct he is with different stuff. So I'm like, growing up, that's how I kind of was too, and I still am. I like to have same things done in a certain way. So writing it out, you know what I'm saying, is a great way to organize your thoughts.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So when you sit down, you have it's kind of like when you're doing a speech or something, you know what I'm saying? Organize your thoughts. Even if you're going to go off the top of the head when you get there, at least you have some notes that you've gone through and organize your thoughts before you even speak. So you kind of know where you're going with the conversation, because if you don't know where you're going with the conversation, things that they could say could throw your conversation way off and derail your whole moment.
Right. Now, have y'all ever been with somebody that convinced you otherwise not to break up, and you was like, cool, yeah, let's talk again? Have you ever been in that space?
Every time they get to cheating, duh. Like, come back.
Right. Okay. So tell us about that, Patricia, Josh. Tell us about that moment, because you obviously like the dude. Y'all broke up, and then he smooth talked his way back in somehow.
Yes, like smooth.
I ain't never went back to nobody.
That's so.
I just really ain't. I have not. So that's like a thing.
Because I don't maintain boundaries that well.
Well, I will say the only person I ever, there's one. So let me say that. It was her dad. And it was only because I wanted to give my child something. So I think that was like it. I never went back. Not a single person I've ever stopped talking to outside of that.
Now, Johnson, you said you're not holding boundaries well. So what happened in that situation? Because obviously you broke up, and then now he's back in there. He's straight for a couple weeks.
Back in there.
Slid back in there like smooth.
A little snake.
Smooth, like, hey, be ready at 8. For what? No, I got you a dress, and I'm
don't worry. Don't worry. Okay.
So you gotta be spontaneous and on a date and finessing and all of the stuff that I already tell you should do. But if you don't do them regularly, or that's not yourself, they're not going to be consistent. So it just be those little things. You gotta wake up one day like, duh, stupid. It's not even him.
Right. Because it's only gonna be about a couple weeks.
Right. I used to always say this because I used to get asked this all the time, why I would never take a girl back. And I used to say, because it's the 2-week rule. If she wasn't doing it prior to that, and it's only because of me complaining about it, then she's only going to do it because you're complaining about it. And eventually, after a while, she's going to do what you say, but they're going to revert back to who they are, because that's just who they are. Yeah. It's like, women used to ask me this all the time, and I'm like, he never brings me flowers unless I complain, unless I did. And I'm like, that's not his vibe. He's not.
I don't want the complaint flowers.
Right. Like, he's not the romantic type of guy. So that's not his thing. He doesn't know, your skin tone and what nails look good on your skin tone, or what type of hair you like, or, you know what I'm saying, what type of shea moisturizer, cocoa butter you like. He doesn't know that. He ain't into all of that. He don't care.
I think any man should look into studying his woman. So if you like me, then you should be studying me, like detail oriented. If you have to put notes in your phone, like, here she don't eat this, here this what, like, why not?
But that can also be very dangerous too for a woman.
How so?
Because if a guy is smooth like that, that's just ammo for him. That's how he floats. But he ain't just doing that with you.
Well, anybody
that here, there, and everywhere.
Well, if he a cheater, he a cheater. That's something completely different.
That's
but if he's really invested in her,
right,
and that's not considered being smooth, that's considered paying attention and knowing and learning and making sure that you're pleasing her. He's being a giver. He's being a pleaser. He's serving his woman. And I don't, at that point, no, he's not doing it for everybody else if he's an actual dedicated person to her.
Right.
But, so yeah, there's a difference.
I can agree with that. Just gotta, be careful. I'm just saying.
I mean, everybody gotta be careful in the dating world.
Jesus.
All right. So to continue with the list, it says remind yourself that it's completely okay to part ways. You have to remind yourself of that. That again, like we talked about, not allowing yourself to be talked out of it. Because of course the other person, they might do all the great things that you wanted them to do that they weren't doing. Now they want to do them because it's like a last ditch effort to try to keep you
back.
Try to, what I'm saying, to get you back, or what I'm saying, to stay in your good graces. So, you have to remind yourself it's okay. Nah, I'm good. I'm sticking with my decision. You have to Trisha Michelle them. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm good.
Put it on a t-shirt, kid.
Nah, I'm good.
I'm dead. Not the Trisha Michelle.
Yeah, the Trisha Michelle method. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
That's a good method.
You got a Trisha Michelle.
All right. So we already talked about what's next on the list. It was best to break up with them in person. That's for the situation. Some situations won't adhere to that. You can't do it. That's fine. But in some cases, and in a lot of cases, you're able to do it in person. So if you can do it in person, pick a decent little coffee shop or something low key, something you can just sit across from the table and explain to them, hey, this is not working out like I thought it was gonna work out. That's another thing that's on the list. Use I statements. Talk about yourself. Talk about your feelings, what you feel, and let them know that. Don't talk about anything that has anything to do with them.
Blame.
Because yeah, well, that pointing the finger, but also putting emotions on them. Like they're gonna make it feel like you're telling them how they feel. So that's why you stay away from that and just talk about strictly how you feel and what you observe. And this is the reason why you came to the conclusion that you came to. So
Jocelyn got them notes, so she ready, she prepared. So listen, you didn't buy the wine on February 14th. You didn't buy the tickets to the Mary J. Blige concert.
And I mentioned it 5 times.
And I mentioned it, and you didn't do it. And then we were supposed to go to Six Flags Magic Mountain and Raging Waters, and I'm just saying.
They just look marks. No.
Well, see. Okay, so here's the caveat to that. On this list, it says be direct, but not super detailed. Because when you go super detailed, people feel like you're being petty. Because now you're listing details of different things, and that's kind of like when we talk about before, we're talking about relationships, keeping score. When you're keeping score of things that what I'm saying, I did for you, you did for me, that's irrelevant. It's like you just want to kind of keep a broad swipe overview of these are some of the things or the biggest things that made me come to the decision that I've come to.
I agree with that, because you did talk about that keeping score. Yeah. In a relationship, in a quid pro quo, if you're if you're not careful, you'll start keeping score. Well, I did this.
I just don't want you no more.
That just
But see, that's cool to say, but
then when they say why,
if you're on the receiving end of that, like it's kind of like leaving the emptiness. It's like,
no, you got to give them the monumental moments.
If you tell me you don't want to be with me, at least tell me what I did.
Well, let me tell you.
Yeah,
and then you break out the list
and this. Well, but I'm not like, and I can see like what Ken's saying, because then it's like, okay, we talking forever, and I'm telling you all this long list of all the stuff that you didn't do and why I don't want to be with you no more. And what's the point? I know for a fact that that's what I want, so I'm just gonna give you the couple of spark notes on why I don't want to be with you. and then you could rebuttal and say a couple things, and we're like, okay, well, we might agree to disagree, or it might be an amicable conversation where we're cool. Okay, well, that's all right, homie. Keep it,
she done
and,
gave bro the
good.
dap.
I don't know, whatever results from it. But I do there's a few of my exes that we were better off just being friends. We should have never, you find that out, which they added to your life in so many ways, but you find out that y'all should have just really been friends. So do you sever the part that is a person that still adds to your life as a friend? So, I mean, I have that, but we discussed that we actually was cool through text. And we really good friends. So, I mean, business wise, if you want to chit chat about certain things, and intellectual individual. So, I mean, assets don't just be cutting folks off because you mad. I don't know. We just don't work out.
There's sections to people that serve you and don't. So if it works a different way, I definitely believe you could still be some level of relationship.
Yeah, and that's part of the list too. I'll get to that. Hold on, let me put a pin in that because I don't want to spoil a surprise. But for the last piece of this is how you leave the meeting between you two. If you're out and you're meeting, this is how you leave it. But the next thing up on the list is show up sober. So don't get liquored up. Don't get liquored up. Don't get high.
Negroes can't think without the liquor and the
hey man,
not even though the next day he gonna find out he stayed with her.
You better show up.
You gonna wake up, they gonna be in the same bed.
Yes.
Oh
man.
You went to go break up and you got broke up.
You gotta wait 2 weeks.
You got broke in.
Yeah.
You
went to break up and you got broke up.
One last moment.
That's funny.
And it got you stuck because he done shot up the club.
Yeah.
The exit interview.
Yeah, it's an exit interview for you because 9 months later it's gonna be some exit in
Yeah, Lord. He done shot twins in that joint. From the ancestors. And he planned it the entire time. You ain't going nowhere.
Hot girl summer canceled.
Ooh. That's disrespectful.
I'm just saying.
All right. So another big thing on this list, it says be prepared to listen. That's one of the big. I think it's one of the hardest things for a lot of people is to have to sit there and actually listen. If you're on either side, if you're the one breaking up, once you said what you said, to have to sit there and listen to that person tell you how they feel about what you just said is tough. And for you, the person that's getting broke up with, to hear this it's probably going to be tough, right?
Yeah.
So, either way is going to be tough, but you have to be prepared to just sit there and listen, not try to rebuttal everything that they're saying, not try to have a response for everything that they say. Just sit there and listen. Let them get it off their chest. Let them say their piece. And then you'll have an opportunity to say your piece. And then, let the conversation flow from there. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Now, is that part of is that where we insert the closure?
So the last piece of it. Yeah. So the last piece of it. And this is also a good way, like they said, to tie a little nice bow on the end. Don't end on a bad note. You can say the invitation, at the end of the conversation, I know that this is not probably what you wanted, but you've been an amazing person. You've added so much value to my life. And a lot of people, like Trisha Michelle said, y'all cool. Y'all get along well. Y'all just not relationship material. So you don't want to damage it. You don't want to leave it damaged. And it might not set well for, another couple of weeks, but maybe, a month or so now. Things have had time to blow over. Y'all have, kind of haven't been around each other. And somebody sends a text or somebody makes a phone call and say, hey, I just wanted to check on you, make sure you're good. I understand we're not in a relationship no more, but you my homie, so I wanted to, just make sure you good, make sure it's okay for us to still be friends. And sometimes some of the people that you broke up with a long time ago is some of the best friends you got right now.
That's true. But then I be having to check their temperature though, because sometimes they just want to see how things are going because they just want to see if I'm single.
Facts.
So
facts. I'll support.
You just ran across my mind. How's life? And then eventually the conversation is, so how's the kids? Oh, okay. Well, how's, got a new boo or anything. There you go.
Yeah, we knew it was
You gotta stay away from that. You gotta stay away from that.
There you
go.
And those ones after that conversation, then you have now lost access completely, because that's all you really want. You wasn't really trying to be cool. So, be smart.
Sometimes they were laying there and they thought about that got 3000 and they was like,
they was what? Watching, and that's exactly where I was going, because good and well.
I'm feeling a little lonely. Watching that
video you sent them in 2012.
Man.
they don't throw away the videos, y'all.
No,
you know the girls don't do the video.
Can you just throw that out? We're done.
Hey,
I saw a meme that says somewhere somebody's got a video of the girl you were looking with in their phone.
Facts. And that's what I was just going to say. I don't care who you are, where you are. If you've made a video in this age, even if it was back before the videos when somebody made a VHS, that VHS is still floating around somewhere.
They didn't convert it to DVD.
Yeah, it's still floating around somewhere.
Down to MP3 and all kinds of stuff.
So y'all, if y'all don't want this footage getting out, then you probably need to stop making it, because I promise you it's out there somewhere.
It's not being thrown away when you got thrown away.
Yeah, dudes ain't dudes refer back to them videos. I'm just telling you. So
you are his Pornhub.
But hey,
I'm just saying.
That's tough.
And see, that's my thing about being friends. I get it. I understand the concept, being friends with, but y'all don't find it hard to be friends with somebody that, like,
you gotta be real with yourself,
right?
Yeah.
Because if I'm done, I'm done. Like, that means you can walk past me or be in the same room. I have no attraction to you whatsoever.
Right.
So
I don't know. I may come off as cold and callous like that, but that's how I am.
But see, this is the thing. It doesn't initially happen right away. So like Kim was explaining, it takes time, whatever that time period is, you have to let that happen. You can't just immediately like, call me tomorrow, friend, how's today? Have a good day at work. Like, no. You have to allow those feelings to die or go wherever they go. You have to deal with them head on and address them and figure out what you need to do to heal. And then once you know for sure that you really are done, you really want nothing to do with this person, this is really nothing but your friend, you see him in no other way whatsoever but just a friend, then that's a true thing. But you got to really have that real conversation with yourself, because if you still be like, damn, he's fine, like when he come around or you see his social media or something, then you're lying.
Facts.
I don't know. I just said a few damn he fines, but I don't want them. I just it'd be fine and useless though. Yeah.
Girl.
Hold on. Talk to us about that, because that's true for both sides. Like, I know some women that are fine, but they, man, like,
like the mom not to eat with.
Yeah. I got a list of them. Listen, remember, I was dating for like 5-8 years. Like,
5 to 8, huh?
Yeah, man.
5 to 8 is like different.
Yeah. He remember that because this is height. He remember that because this is height.
You know what? Yeah, I think that subconsciously
it came right out, huh?
But man, it's like, but like that fine but useless. Like, there are a lot of chicks out there who, because they're pretty, they're beautiful, they fine, like they don't think they have to do much.
Well, look how many men create that image within them and validate that. Right. And on the flip side, social media validates that. Like, they don't have to do. It's so much easier now. OnlyFans, Cash Apps, and Snapchats, and secret little access to this and that. Like, that you could just be pretty and the dude sending you money just because you're cute. Like, so they exist even more now because there's so many things that validate it. And like, although it's not good. And then on the other side, there's men like that too, because they're fine and they're getting paid through this and Instagram and that, and all these women want them. They ain't got nothing going on but just getting paid through social media. So you meet them and you can't even hold a conversation. You don't even know nothing. Like, you're boring. You're just a face. And that, it's on both sides for sure.
A bald head,
Why you gotta be bald?
Beard.
No, I'm tired of
Are you talking about Kim?
That was
I mean, he feeling some type of way.
Man,
He
Kim,
feeling
like,
some type of way.
yeah, fam, nah.
He
Kim
feeling
is the only one out here with a beard and a bald
I
head.
went up to the shop for show.
Hey,
Kim.
somebody that was bald headed with a beard just snatched up one of Benji's girls.
Oh no,
and he feeling some type of way about it.
I've never been cheated on.
Not that you know of.
right.
Say
Well,
that.
not that I know of.
Word
But
Say that.
that more
Say that.
validates that I don't know, but if she did. But in all honesty, like I've never met a chick or dated a chick that didn't want to really be with me. It was usually me that was like, yeah, no, I'm good, dog. Like you either did A, B, C, and D, like you good for sessions. But other than that, like I can't build nothing with you.
So
You the type
never at any point did you ever feel like that at some point Benji was the problem too?
Oh no, because
were you ever wrong? Do you ever feel like you were wrong at some point?
No. Me personally, I come to the floor telling you I'm stubborn. I come to the floor telling you like I can be a butthole. Like this is who I am. Like I'm gonna tell you.
Never ruined the relationship though. Have you ever felt like, damn, this was my fault?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just was wondering if there's some accountability somewhere in you.
No.
I just wanted to say no.
But I look at it this way. The right person brings out the absolute best in you. No matter how all of your stuff you got going on, that person, that person is legit because they bring out the best in you. When I'm engaging with you and you constantly bring out the worst in me, I already know, I'm good. Because if we got problems all the time, I'm straight.
Yeah.
But you cute, you fine, you pretty.
That's not enough.
Right. You get what I'm saying? Like I'll date a solid 5.5 or a 6. If you know what I'm saying, her head is screwed on tight. It's just
what if her head is screwed on tight, but like her wig ain't?
I mean, we can work on that because we got Coke Beauty Supply and I can get you that wig.
You gonna help her get it right now? Okay.
Man, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, fellas? I'm gonna have the ladies hooked for y'all out there.
Yeah.
She gonna hit them dating streets with that fresh wig. She gonna be like, Benji got me this wig. Tell y'all gonna be
sound like a little 70-year-old woman.
You know them grandmas.
Benji got me this wig. What?
You know them grandmas be pulling up. And we got the online store finna be popping real quick too.
That's right.
Girl, you know what I'm saying? Benji got me this week, girl. And he gave it to me at a discount. Girl, you better go over there and see him.
Benji.
I'm trying to tell you.
Oh man. All right.
Got that wig anointing, Patricia. I got you.
All right. So the next piece of this adventure, and this is the good part for most people, is how to move on after a breakup. Right. Mm-hmm. So this is the part that I think a lot of people drop the ball on. Like they just don't know how to do it because it's such an awkward space to be in a lot of times in certain situations, especially if you break up with somebody and they work with you, or you still have to be in the same space with them at points. They go to the same church, y'all hang around with the same friend group. So that could be awkward as well because you're gonna run into each other eventually, right? At some point. So that again is why you want to try to leave it on the best terms you possibly can, because you never know when you're going to encounter this person. Like you don't want to be one of those type of people who you go to a restaurant and you're enjoying a date out with somebody else, and then your ex is the new manager at that restaurant, right? And y'all ended on bad terms, and now it's like, yeah, let me go ahead and get my check because I think I want to go ahead and go to another place because you know what I'm saying, but you don't want to leave, you know what I'm saying, like that trail of destruction behind you. So you want to try to at least leave it amicably. So we want to try to give you some things and talk about some ways that you could move on from the breakup that could hopefully, you know what I'm saying, help you move forward. And the first thing on the list is remove them from your social media. Get them off your page, because looking at their page every day, looking at them, looking at their pictures, looking at their kids, whether they're cute or ugly, looking at anything that has anything to do with that person is going to spark those emotions to keep going.
I agree.
Put that flame out. Put it out. Remove them from your social media. You can add them back later, and you can have that conversation if y'all become, where y'all friendship level, and you can tell them, hey, I had to. You don't even have to remove them as your friend. You could just, take them off of your thing where you won't see them.
Mute them,
where you won't see
restrict
them. Yeah.
them.
Yeah, you can
People
do all of
usually
that.
hold on so they can spin the block.
Well, spinning the block ain't always a good thing. So
That is
at this point, if you feel like it's necessary for you to just outright unfriend them or delete them completely, then do what's best for you and do that. Right. And if the situation presents itself where you can go back and add them and you talk to them, tell them, hey, when we broke up, I had to, cut ties completely so I can make sure we
beauty
good.
shop for you. You want to spend some money? That's about it.
So, Brandon Freeman from Facebook, he commented, he said, break up, block the number, then delete the contact, problem solved.
I agree.
I mean, honestly, if you feel like that's where you guys are at and, yeah, that's what you need to do. I mean, you have the power to unblock if you become friends or leave it as is. But I live by that. Like, I'm talking about relationship or friendships. Like, if I'm done, because you can have breakups and friendships.
That's true.
And if you're done, like, yeah, I'm gonna mute you, restrict you, block you. Or whatever it is that I need to do, or I'm just not gonna contact you. I'm not gonna be hitting you up, or I might see a message, I'm not responding. Like I need you got.
I need you to know this is over. Like I'm cool on
thankfully,
you.
Like if you got this person constantly hitting you up, or you're constantly watching them, or seeing this face that you was attracted to, or whatever. I need to part ways for a minute so my mind can declutter all the mess that had to do with you and I can heal. So I certainly do that. I cut communication.
I do. And I do the same because I process different. When I'm processing, I internalize. So I'm I'm going through the this, that, whether it be me, whether it be you, all of that. I'm the internalizer. So if I stay stuck on it, that's why I can't stay stuck on it too long, because I internalize it. So if it's something terrible, you get what I'm saying, I'm gonna be stuck for a while. And life has never afforded me to be in that space. I've always had to get over it. One of my pastor friends said, you got 3 days to get over your depression, just like Jesus did. It was like, it was encouraging. The encouragement was to get up and get back to it. But I kind of apply that. Like the most I have typically in all my situations, I have basically 3 days. I got to get up, get over, and get back to it. And I ain't finna walk around with my head sad and looking down. Like that's just not my MO. Like I'm always, head high, you know what I'm saying, shoulders square, straight. So I ain't finna go out looking like, we some chump out here. No, it's like boom.
You don't have to be a chump to have feelings, but
you gotta allow yourself to feel though. Because are you ever healing?
Well, I remember. I don't know if you guys remember this. I don't throw my heart out there like that. I've never been the guy to throw my heart out there and say, I love you, I love you, I love you. That's never been my thing.
Well, a breakup don't always have to be somebody you was in love with.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. That's just in that space, like whether it be dating. Now, I got a lot of people that I have tons of feelings for. Most of them passed, sadly. But I've just never been that guy to throw my feelings out there like that. So I've always been guarded in that respect because, I don't have this big affinity for trusting people like that often. So that's kind of my hang up. Like I can be very distant and about my business and on my way, all the time. So I don't really have time to sit and trip with you about, these feelings we got. So it's just,
But that's on the list too. That's further down on the list. Where is it? Yeah. So it says, don't ignore your feelings, but don't wallow in them either. So, there's a balance to it. Like, you have to deal with the feelings that you have for that person and the feelings that, you're having to move on from. Right. So you just don't want to pack it away because we know what packing it away in that pack is going to do is going to eventually accumulate, and it's going to weigh you down. So you have to deal with the emotions. And one thing that we didn't bring up today that I want to also caution people, and some people still don't believe in it, is therapy. Like if you need to go talk to a counselor because this breakup, if you broke up with somebody and you was married for 20 years, 10 years, and you was dating them for 5 or 10 years, like that's heavy. That is heavy. Some people can think they can just hop up and move on. Some people can, right? But there's a lot of people who can't, and who can't do it the way they're supposed to move along and be a healed person. So they need some help. So don't be afraid to get the help that you need, because there's too many people walking around here with social anxieties and things of that nature that are caused because of relationships they had and they can't figure out why, and they need some help. So yeah, go seek some counseling, get you some therapy, get healed, as Trisha Michelle said, before you move on. And as the red flag coaches pointed out, you're gonna be out here, bleeding on people who didn't cut you.
Absolutely.
Right? Like those people did nothing to you, and you're still, having issues with them because of what the last person did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unpack that before you move on. So,
and then ain't nothing going at that point.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the next thing on the list is reconsider staying friends. Now, this could go either way. Well, we've already kind of discussed it, but think about what advantages and disadvantages there are to being friends with this person,
right,
or not friends with this person, right? And like I said, in some cases, it's kind of hard because if you run in the same circle of people, like you're going to be around this person. So of course you really want to think about, okay, do I really want to be cordial with this person, or do I just really want to, eventually, become a friend to this person again?
Right.
That's tricky, man.
Yeah, it can be, because again, you never know what a person is presenting you off the top. So of course, until they open their mouth and start to share with you their true intentions, but you never know what a person is thinking off the top. So you do have to be careful. And if maybe that person, because you left them, they might be feeling jaded and never really told you about it. So when they run up on you again, you get them saying they got some ill feelings that they really just haven't dished out yet. And you know what I'm saying? If you meet them at a club or whatever, and they just in they F you moment, they might say something to you. So, I mean, it might happen, but hey.
Yeah, no, that's valid. That's very valid, because you do have some people out there who are, still caught up in that vengeful moment of, you think, y'all have gotten over it, you moved on. I'll point this out just as a brief example. I read this in an article that usually when there's a couple that breaks up, the guys get over it quickly.
Right.
And they try to move on. They go out. They're with their homeboys, and they doing their thing, and they good initially. And the woman is the one that's in her emotions. She's in the house. She's chilling. She doesn't want to be bothered.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's become a little bit recluse. You know what I'm saying? And then as time goes on, then she kind of comes out of that. And then 3-6 months later, she's good. And then 6 months later, he's depressed because it finally hits him what he lost and what he walked away from. So that's the cycle of it. And I have watched that play out on 3 occasions
all the time
in the past 5 years. So I read that article, and I took it with a grain of salt, but I had to go back and reconsider that article.
Right.
I saw it play
it's
out
very
the
true.
exact same way.
It's very true, King. I used to have a saying, and I promise you, I used to say this. I didn't date women who still had contact with their baby daddies, because typically when they see another dude in the picture, they start to do the things that you weren't doing all of a sudden. And all of a sudden now they want to pick up their kids. All of a sudden now they want to do such and such. All of a sudden, and if your girl is a type of girl that believes she has to have constant communication all the time with her baby daddy, yada 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 yada, all of that, you're setting yourself up for failure. Yeah, I used to always say that, and in most cases, I was right.
Well, constant communication, yes, but communication
We talk. You know what I'm talking about communication.
Yeah,
I ain't talking about.
I needed you to say that.
Hey, I'm picking up Leroy today.
I'm sorry, because ain't nobody gonna stop my child's dad from raising her. But constantly talking and stuff. Now that's different.
Right. But no, you get what I'm saying.
I don't talk to her dad actually.
Right.
We don't really talk unless it has something to do with the business of the child. But if there's somebody constantly talking to the father, like they need to touch bases with them all day, every day, then that is a red flag. That is something to like. But yeah, so I just needed you to clarify your constant.
Yeah.
And who's picking up Leroy? Who is naming their kid Leroy in this day and age?
Go pick up little Leroy.
Leroy, see, that's that kid that's ugly.
Wow.
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 So, Jocelyn, have you ever dated a guy that was in that type of situation where, or whether it be a guy or a woman, right? And they were in constant communication with their ex, and that drama ensued, or has that ever been an issue of yours?
No, I don't think that it's so your children's other parents, as long as they respect me and they respect our relationship, I don't give a shit what y'all do. And y'all can talk all day. They're gonna change my life. Do you take care of your kids? Can the mother one of my partners, his baby and her mom are coming down this month actually. So we'll just hang out, have the kid, and it's as long as you're not doing nothing wild, we're not doing nothing wild.
Right.
I don't think each other.
I think that's a maturity that you have that a lot of people don't, though. And I think that's the thing. You have a mature approach to it, and a lot of people don't have the same approach because of previous issues that they've had. So again, they drag those issues into the new situation, and they have that type of approach where they don't trust the other person.
You gotta have a better picker also. So if we did that before, we're not gonna do that now. And you gotta stop it early.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Facts. All right. So that's good information. And on the list, next thing up is take a break. Right. Make sure that when you break up with people, like that, the old saying is not the best thing. The best way to get over somebody ain't to get under somebody else. Like,
well, you can do that and be with them. You can just have
what I'm saying saying is though, it's a dangerous thing, because what happens is a lot of times in that situation, a lot of people can't deal with just being sexually active with people, so they get attached to the person that they start having sex with after that breakup, and they never give themselves that break in between that they need to really deal with their emotions. So now again, you're back, you're with somebody else, and you haven't given yourself time to really heal from the last situation, and you don't want to give up on this situation because it's cool, y'all having great sex, everything is going well, and now you
got somebody over there that you're still hollering at.
It's not even that. It's just the fact that you haven't dealt with the breakup.
Right.
You still haven't dealt
with the breakup. You don't even know if you played a part in that and what traits or aspect that you might have. So you didn't heal or fix anything about yourself, and now you jumped in with the person over here, and you're just gonna go through the same cycle, if not worse, because who knows what they gonna bring out of you or do.
No. And I think that's why that cycle happens to a lot of people, because they spend so much time hopping back and forth in beds and relationships that they never take an introspective look at their lives and say, you know what, I'm messed up.
Right.
I need to fix this, and that's it.
Fact. That is a fact.
But the thing is, you gotta have that village around you. Increase your interaction with your friends and family and your kids.
That's
things
on the list. That's on the list.
From jumping into somebody.
Yeah, that's on the list.
I agree 100%.
That's on the list. It said call some friends to hang out. Your friends, your circle should be the balance between you healing, and that time that you need in between. You should start leaning on your friends more and spending more time with your friends. So if your support circle is what it needs to be, then they'll help you get to to a point to where you heal and you can move on to the next person. But your friends are very, very key in those moments.
Right.
Absolutely.
Those are good friends where you can, as long as you ain't,
Well, let's hope if you got friends, I hope they all good.
Real friends.
I would hope.
Yeah, if you
Right. I
calling them
mean,
your friends,
but not everybody gets, you got friends, acquaintances, but there's not everybody gets my phone call of, hey, this what I'm going through.
Yeah.
I need you to pull up, or I need to pull up over there, like, my mind, or talk with me over the phone, FaceTime me for like 3 hours, whatever I need to keep me from FaceTiming him or whatever,
From FaceTiming him. Lord Jesus.
Like, shoot, my mama be that. I'd be like, mama, I call her every morning to work or something if I break up with somebody, because I used to call that person every morning. So,
Yeah, you have to replace them. You have to replace them at certain points in your life. So that's a good point. But yeah, you'll be tempted to call, and sometimes you'll get in your emotions and you'll be like, you know what? Sometimes you get angry and you want to call that person and tell them, hey, you know what? And I don't think you want to stay away from people's houses and stuff like that. But you might want to give them a call. You might want to FaceTime them and let them know, hey, look, I've been thinking about what transpired and just how I feel. I didn't think about it to say it then, because you know what? That happens all the time when we have conversations, especially in emotionally heightened situations. I should have said, you know what I'm saying, that you didn't think about it. Then you think about it later and you're like, yeah, now that's one of the times you want to spin the block. You want to spin the block and say,
that's why you gotta let them feelings die like that.
They don't die like that. That's not even realistic.
That's not realistic.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Like, that's not.
I can get over stuff.
You have to realize, Benji, and to be honest, you've had a lot of things transpire in your life that most people haven't, right? So
I know.
You have a special skill that you're able to cut things off. Where
I've had to do that. It wasn't what
that's what I'm saying. Like you developed that superpower over time because of situations that you had to deal with, where a lot of people haven't had that, so they don't have that superpower, right? Because it's hard to just cut people off. I mean, I've seen people that get done dirty, super dirty, and they still have emotional ties to people, and it's mind-blowing, but it's understandable, because just because you physically remove yourself from this person and their presence doesn't mean your emotions just automatically, it's an emotional umbilical cord. So you're still attached.
I agree. And again, like I said, that only comes because of, man, when you lose your mom at 8, your baby brother, like, life doesn't afford me to be. It never has from the beginning. From a kid, it never afforded me the time to just wallow like there. And so I've been forced to always do that. And so, I mean, I ain't saying it's the greatest thing in the world, but it has protected me a lot, because
that's why I said it's a superpower. It's a superpower. When you look at any type of superhero, some of those superheroes, they got dumped in a vat of toxic waste, and now they have superpowers. You had to go through something traumatic to get this superpower, but once you have it, right? And now you didn't look at it as something that was a positive when you were younger, because you were going through it and it was so traumatic. But now that you're an adult, you know how to harness those powers for good and to shield yourself. So that is, now you got a superpower that a lot of people don't have, bro. Because I'm telling you, to cut off your feelings for people. Woo, that's
now tough. I know a lot of women that weren't able. The dudes would treat them bad. They would cry on my couch, like the whole 9 and everything. And it's like, but I bet you going back. But I love him, and we got the kids together, and this, and I'm like, so why are you over here crying on my couch?
Because you're supposed to give advice and be a friend.
I would, but I ain't gonna sugarcoat it for you, because
I mean, I said
if he's gonna treat you bad,
I didn't say give him a sucker.
I mean, sometimes they won't. Some do want that, though.
Yeah, they won't,
because the emotions take over, and you get stuck in it.
For me.
They want the sympathy D. They want the sympathy D. Some of them come over there because they want the sympathy D.
They know they done broke up several times before, and they know the breakup sex is fine.
As my OG says all the time, a shoulder a crown turns into a D to ride on. Don't let your girl be venting to other guys.
That's a fact. Why was she on your couch?
Well, you gotta remember, Patricia, I used to be called a professional bachelor. Okay. And I, of course, associating with a lot of women. A lot of them, like I tell people all the time, like I had predominantly most of my friends were females. Like, and it wasn't that I was sleeping with all of them. Some of them were just cool females. Like some of them were just messed up in the head, but they were cool girls. Like they weren't like all wrapped too tight. Like I would never like date them, but they were cool girls. Like there's several of them on my page, and y'all know them. Like they're crazy as hell. But I ain't dating them.
And it's like they inbox, like, is you talking about me? Just know where this came from. This moment right here.
Right. But so they come out and they know I'm gonna tell them the truth. They know I'm gonna be cool with them. They know I had the wine. So they're gonna pull up, Benji. I need you to pour the wine out. I need to talk to you about so and so. And I'm like, oh, go on, come over. It's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
No.
Listen, I had some cool homegirls. Patricia,
no.
I'm serious.
Nobody's out to 2, 3 in the morning.
3 o'clock in the morning on wine? Oh no.
I'm not talking.
No. I'm serious. When a girl is sobbing and she's dealing with her sorrows or issues, whatever. She done already at the club. She done been out with her girls. And she hit me up. Like I had some really cool homegirls. Like
sobbing might turn to slobbing. So
no,
3 o'clock in the morning.
No, fam. Trust me, she was fine, but I don't want them problems. She's ad crazy. She's on 50, 150.
I'm not saying that's not. I'm
That's tough.
I can't.
It's tough. Well,
I can't even give it to you because for myself, I wouldn't even choose to do that. So I don't know.
That's tough.
I just don't know. Because if I'm doing that and I went to his couch to cry at 3 in the morning, I know what I went over there for.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I'm going over there. I'm not going over there to cry.
I want you to feel sorry so we can
listen. I've had to turn girls down too.
I'm not coming to cry. I'm going to sleep.
In it.
listen, you can't.
Well,
there's a meme out there that said y'all done messed up a lot of good relationships for being horny. Listen,
it's facts. That's a fact.
I ain't finna do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know we cool. I know we ain't compatible.
I'm not knocking the fact that y'all probably not cool, but I mean, at the time, there probably should have been a time limit boundary where you were not coming from house at 2, 3 in the morning.
Nah, there was some.
We're not rocking the room. Why are you pulling up at this time?
2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
You say no to. Patricia, you know you got homegirls that are just cool like that. You'll do anything for them.
Yeah, they could pull up at 2, 3 in the morning. The homegirls, but not somebody that I know that and that I know what they want.
See, that
type of homegirl. That's not a homegirl. That's a sexual interest that is pulling up at 3 in the morning for sexually interesting things.
Listen, I don't know. Okay,
and then at the end, I'll pat you on the back. It's okay.
I used to. You're a fool. Listen, I don't know what it was, but I used to meet a lot of crazy girls.
Well. There's a common
denominator. You extract the same energy that you put out or something.
No, man. Listen. I used to say this. It was funny because I was like, girls, like, you're too good to be true. You can't be this nice guy. You can't be this. And I had one girl get mad because I turned her down. Like, she was at my house. I was like, no,
niggas do that all the time.
I don't want to sleep with you. Like, no, I don't want that. Like, I'm straight. Like, I really brought you over here to cook this filet mignon for you and these green beans and these mashed potatoes so I can do a review and you can taste my Shiraz. Like, I just wanted the review. Like, I don't
want to
taste. She trying to taste some Shiraz.
You want the Shiraz rah.
Okay.
Like, yeah, no, homegirl, I'm straight. Like, I'm straight. I know once I die, I don't want your crazy to be even more crazier.
Some people mix
Once we
crazy.
jump to that level, because
It's like,
Oh
I don't
man.
want that. I don't want that.
All right. So the last couple things on this list is, and we gonna let y'all get up out of here, man, is three things: eat healthy, exercise, and get some sleep. When
Right.
you're in a relationship, you don't realize how much time and effort it
yes,
takes out of your schedule, right? And sometimes you don't you're not yourself when you're in a relationship,
get back to
right?
you.
So sometimes you have to get back to you and refocus yourself. And part of refocusing yourself is what you put in your body, what you do
Right.
to your body, and how you get, how much rest you're getting. So
Right.
make sure you replenish those things to get back on the right foot so that while you're healing from that relationship emotionally, that you're healing and making sure your body's good physically.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Because everybody goes through that point where you break up and you're like, you know what? I'm about to get these abs. And then next thing, when I come out and I get through, what I'm saying, with my situation right here, I'm gonna be looking good. I'm gonna be ready for this summer. Everybody been through that, you know what I'm saying? You want to look better for the next situation, and that's part of it, right? You want to be you want to have your confidence at an all-time high once you hit the dating scene again, and that's part of it. Just taking
Right.
care of yourself. So yeah, at the end of the day, you have to take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and hopefully financially as well, so that you can recover fully from the situation that you were previously involved in.
Right.
So that and let's be honest, we all want our ex to see us and be like, dang, when they see us, whether that be, dang, look at them, look at how they look, or look at how well they're doing. Like, we want to be seen in a good light by our exes. You might not really care, but you don't want them to see you doing bad. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So that's the
I agree.
opposite side of that. Like, you don't want them to see you doing bad. So you want to see them, that you're living your best life. You've recovered from that situation and you've moved on.
I agree.
So, all right. So we've had a very interesting conversation this episode, and it's been very entertaining. I think we've given you a lot of information and some tips that you can use in your personal life. Now, I know a lot of y'all out there are toxic, and you gotta get out of your toxic ways and
Thank you.
find something different, find a new way forward. Because toxicity was one of those things where, for a while, I can't lie, on social media, people were like, my toxic trait is this, and this, and people were glorifying it. Well, guess what? It's not to be glorified. Being toxic is not a good thing. It's terrible, and people
Thank
will
you.
talk crazy about you at the end of the day.
I
Move
agree.
on, grow up, mature, stop
Hmm.
being toxic, and do what's best for your life to be on the next level. So, in order for you to do that, you got to do the right things and you got to treat people well. So, but before we get up out of here, y'all know we got to, give our people an opportunity to give you some parting words and to let you know where to find them on social media. So, Miss Josh, talk to the people, let them know something, and let them know where to find you on social media so they can follow you.
I'm on Instagram at Jada Juice. Um, and then just be kind, like you said. Have some empathy for people when you break up with them. Do it the right way. Be prepared. All of those good things. Communication and transparency will make your life so much easier.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah,
See,
for
see,
sure.
that's how you're supposed to do it. When you break up, you just tell them some stuff. You get right to the point. You be clear and concise. That's it. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
Boom. I love it.
Thank
I
Trisha
do.
you.
Michelle, talk to the people. Trisha Michelle was on one today. Like,
yeah.
she, like some of these things, it hit a nerve, and she let y'all know how she really felt about it, and we love it.
Mhm.
So, Trisha Michelle, talk to the people.
She passing it like
Um,
Stockton.
I mean, I just after you then dealt with so many people or whatever, like breakups, shall I say? Let me not say so many people because there ain't a list. So hold on, give me back. But you just kind of like you set different boundaries. You don't allow certain things, and you don't settle for certain things, and you learn and know your worth, and you stand on business with your worth.
Mhm.
And so as I grew and went through certain things, I mean, that's just some things and then I just learned what was best for me. So, cutting you off and not having any type of communication or whatever, but being honest with yourself, and also just talking to yourself, like Ken said, like make sure, like assess the situation, assess your feelings, figure out if this is how you feel, and figure out how to approach it. Because I mean, emotions, I learned a lot along the way, because emotions would definitely lead you down paths that you end up trying to trek back up to go the other way. Right. So don't let those emotions run you. Take time, think, assess, go over everything, make sure it's the right decision, but don't feel bad about your decision though. Do not let nobody make you feel wrong because you feel like this just ain't it for you no more. That's what I would say. Right. That's your true feelings, living your truth. But communicate it respectfully. But you can find me at Trisha Michelle _TM all over social media, everywhere, TikTok, Instagram, all that. Fiyah Session always, y'all know. Yeah. And that's about it.
Facts. Well, we appreciate that insight. This guy. Appreciate that insight, Trisha Michelle. Benji Banks, the man, the brand. Talk to the people. Don't play the violin today.
Oh, no violin today, man. It's time for me to go to sleep, man. I'm straight, man. Listen, man.
Oh, sleepy.
Y'all just, I know when y'all just make, man, I can't even get my words out. You won't even leave me alone.
Okay, we're gonna reset. Ready, set, go.
Follow me at BRB4701. You should see some new content coming out for the Code Beauty Supply, i.e. 951 page. So you'll be seeing more content on there. Go follow your boy. Go follow the Fiyah Session. Like, share, comment, subscribe. All those good things. We here for you. We got, dope panel. So we straight.
Facts. I appreciate you, Benji Banks, the man, the brand, my guy. Man, y'all can find me at Big Ken's Comedy on IG, Big Ken's Comedy on Twitter, Big Ken's Comedy on Facebook. Y'all can catch all the episodes of Fiyah Session on all across social media. Just type in FIYAH Session on any search bar. We'll pop right up. Make sure you go to YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content that we put out there. Every week, we come to you live, different topics, different interviews, different people. We got a lot going on. So jump in there. We also accept ideas from people. So if you got ideas for people you want to see us interview, for topics you want to hear us talk about, let us know. We are very friendly people. We talk to people in our DMs a little bit. So hit us up and let us know. And you might see the topic pop up, or you might see the person that you want to see interview. Or if you're interested in being interviewed and you got something going on that you think we might be interested in, hit us up and we'll get you on the show and we'll talk about, whatever you got going on. And, hopefully we can build something together, because we're all about reaching the people. So we appreciate y'all tuning in every episode. We're going to keep building. We're going to keep growing and keep showing y'all how it's done. So y'all already know how we say we put the medicine in the candy. We're going to give you a little bit of entertainment and a little bit of education at the same time. Y'all already know how we do it. Fiyah Session. Peace. Thank you for joining us today. Please follow us on all social media platforms. Just search Fiyah Session.